Hello everyone, welcome back to OCD Recovery's YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the most important lesson I've learned so far on my OCD recovery journey. And when I'm talking about OCD, I'm talking about my obsessive compulsive disorder, my experience with GAD, generalized anxiety disorder, where I just had anxiety all day long, 24 hours a day, latched, wouldn't budge because of fear. My experience with tinnitus, fear of tinnitus ringing in my ears, which lasted for 3 months before sensory motor. So that was like the beginning. And the stuff I was dealing with, all the body image type stuff that is very prevalent in the bodybuilding community. So that is the ability to withstand discomfort. When you're suffering with OCD, it's very easy to go down the self-pity route. We've all done it. Sadie's made videos on it. It's a topic that is something that it's a very easy thing to slide down, but we have to remind ourselves it doesn't do anything for us. So when we look at what humans can do when they're suffering, it is almost hard to fathom what humans can prosper through. This is why Man's Search for Meaning is on the reading list. So the biggest lesson I've learned is there's no amount, of discomfort, no amount of derealization / depersonalization, no amount of physical chronic anxiety, no amount of intrusive thoughts or images that can stop me from progressing in my life. That alone usually won't allow it to unlatch because that would just be moving with uncertainty. Not what I see when I talk to people. It didn't for myself. Mild OCD, it's not completely latched 24/7, could work. But for the chronic cases where the fear has been stuck for a while and they need to work on disputing and looking at the core fear. But we're not covering that in this video. I'm covering strictly the ability to prosper through discomfort. That is something, here's something I say in lots of the webinars I do. Every time you say the words, I can't stand it, or this is terrible, you put a coin into a bucket, okay? Anything in life. I can't stand being in traffic. I can't stand being in this weather. I can't stand sweating in the sun. I can't stand when my boss treats me this way. I can't stand it. I can't stand it, and that is horrible, are the two most overused phrases that have a one-way path to low frustration tolerance. It doesn't even make sense when you break it down. So when I would say to myself, I can't stand it, I could because I stood it every single time I said I couldn't stand it. So it is really important to talk about that because it is something that tends to just keep people really latched. So you definitely can withstand the discomfort no matter how bad it is. And I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not talking about self-compassion. I'm strictly talking about the ability to push forward in your life when you're feeling highly uncomfortable. And as many of you know who suffer with anxiety disorder, I mean very uncomfortable. Not just, because it convinces you, it's as we say, it's going to feel as real as it can get. And that's part of the deal because that's just how the disorders work. If it didn't feel real, if it didn't make you feel like you actually wanted the thoughts to come true, it wouldn't really be the disorder that it is. And you would just think, this is what it is, and you would just get over it. But it doesn't work like that. So it is really important to cover those things because they do tend to keep a lot of sufferers stuck. So you have to ask yourself when you're really suffering. So you're really anxious when you wake up. Nothing you do in that moment is going to make it go away. Nothing, right? You might think that if you do all these compulsive behaviors, which we do, it's going to make it go away. But I would have to remind myself in a non-compulsive manner that I'm going to be uncomfortable for longer than I want. And I'm going to have to build my life, which Rob did the video today on the YouTube channel talking about how structuring your life is super important for OCD recovery. So the number one lesson that I've learned is no amount of discomfort is stopping you from doing what you want to do. Even if you never recovered and you got a lot better and your lifestyle structures are good and it kind of lingered here and there for genetic reasons, who knows? That might be very triggering for some of you to hear. There is no promise with recovery, but we definitely see a high success rate when people actually follow the principles. But again, I know that doesn't feel the best for people to hear, but allow that uncertainty to be there. And just remind yourself, physical sensations are not stopping you from doing anything. It's not a physical wall that's stopping you. It seems like a physical wall, but you can push through in time, learning how to accept discomfort and move forward. Let me know what your struggles have been with this. Let me know what your number one lesson is. in the recovery journey. If this is something you relate to, if there's something else you've learned that you think is the most important thing in your journey, comment down below. Thank you so much. Have a good day.